had no idea what was going on. No, that wasn't true. I knew exactly what was going on. I just didn't want to admit it. I didn't want to admit I was having a panic attack. I had all the classic symptoms. My heart was racing. I was having trouble breathing. Worst of all, I was losing control. In reality, my situation merited a full-blown panic attack. Tomorrow, I was getting married. My friend Danny Gerard had warned me I might feel this way. According to Danny, the night before his wedding, he'd been so anxious he'd gone out to Lake Thunderbird and stared up at the stars for 2 hours without uttering a word. Danny seldom went 10 minutes without uttering several paragraphs, so I knew he had to have been seriously freaked out. I wouldn't say I was freaked out. However, I was definitely feeling angsty, a bit agitated, and a little anxious. Thirst sometimes affected me the same way, so I walked over to the refrigerator and looked inside. Except for some lemonade and soft drinks, the shelves were empty. No surprises there. I'd cleaned them out yesterday. 2 days ago, Nikki Saxon, the woman I was about to marry, had looked inside my refrigerator and suggested I might want to get rid of all my leftovers. She'd reminded me we were leaving on our honeymoon to Marrakesh, Morocco immediately after the wedding reception, as if I needed reminding. "You know, Titus," she said, "before we leave you might want to clean out your refrigerator. Otherwise, by the time we get back here, these leftovers will be coated in gray furry stuff." I hadn't appreciated her comment. Here I was, a 49-year-old covert intelligence officer, employed by the CIA for the past 20 years, and she was acting like I wasn't capable of knowing when I should throw out a half-eaten pork chop, a bowl of leftover potato salad, a spoonful of yogurt, and a questionable carton of milk. Although I was a little miffed she was telling me what I should be doing with my own leftovers, I hadn't told her that. Instead, I nodded and said, "You're right, I should get rid of this stuff before Saturday. Otherwise, the whole time we're in Marrakesh, the only thing I'll be thinking about is the food going bad in my refrigerator back in Oklahoma." She'd grinned at me and closed the refrigerator door. "Even if you don't take my suggestion and clean out your refrigerator, I don't believe you'll be thinking about leftovers when we're lounging around our hotel room in Marrakesh." I'd walked over and put my arm around her. Lounging around our hotel room in Marrakesh has a nice ring to it. Nikki had quickly glanced over at 8-year-old Eleanor Taylor, who was curled up in a leather recliner reading a book. Eleanor hadn't appeared the least bit interested in us, so Nikki had leaned over and kissed me. "It does sound wonderful, doesn't it?" Eleanor had put her book down and said, "It would be silly for you to stay in your hotel room the whole time you're in Marrakesh when there are so many interesting things to do there." I'd managed to keep from laughing and asked, "And what do you know about Marrakesh?" "A whole bunch of stuff. I looked it up on the internet. Personally, I'd go see the ruins of El Badi Palace as soon as I got there. The place looks awesome." I wasn't surprised Eleanor had done some research on where Nikki and I would be spending our honeymoon. When I'd been on a mission with Eleanor's father last year, he'd described her as a precocious child, highly intelligent, an avid reader, and extremely curious. In the past 5 months, I'd seen nothing to dispute that. Eleanor's second-grade teacher, Miss Davis, had agreed with me when I'd spoken with her a few days after Nikki had enrolled Eleanor at Washington Elementary School. I had specifically gone over to the school to meet with Miss Davis in order to discuss Eleanor's situation with her. Although Miss Davis told me Eleanor appeared to be a gifted student, she also said she felt Eleanor had some anxiety issues. Eleanor's anxiety issues were understandable.